Hi you guys, welcome to my video today. I'm going to share with you 20 soup recipes. If you've been around my channel, I've been sharing a ton of soup recipes with you all month long to celebrate Soup-tember. So today I'm going to put all of those soup recipes together plus some additional recipes into this video so that it's super easy for you to check out all of my soup recipes. They're all so easy and so delicious. I'm going to put timestamps in the description box for all of them, so if you want to jump straight to one, since there's 20, I will have them all listed in there and they'll be really easy to find. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you click subscribe. I love making soup. I share with you a ton of soup recipes, but a lot of other easy cooking recipes as well. So make sure you click subscribe. All right, let me show you these 20 soup recipes that are so good. This is going to be a chicken tortellini soup, and it is delicious and so hearty and also so easy to make. So I have a chicken breast cut into some small pieces. I have a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Give this a little mix. I love cooking the chicken in the Dutch oven, and then you can dump everything else in as after this chicken has cooked. I'm adding in a can of Italian style diced tomatoes. You can use regular diced tomatoes if you'd like. I use better than bouillon to make chicken broth. It's just really easy. So I am using 4 cups of chicken broth. Pour this all into my Dutch oven. I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Give this a little mix. I am going to simmer this for about 20 minutes. And now I'm going to add in some cheese tortellini. This is so quick, so easy. It's a huge hit. And so the tortellini is going to take about 4 to 5 minutes to cook. And then this soup is ready to go. It's just so quick, so easy, so perfect for fall. I absolutely love it. You can top it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese is what I like to do. Makes it so tasty. So I'm going to be doing a lentil soup in my crock pot. I love making a big batch of vegetable soup, and I actually like freezing it as well, so I always have vegetable soup on hand. So I wash and drained my lentils. I have celery. I have a cup of carrots as well. I have a can of this fire roasted tomato salsa. It's got a great flavor. I'm going to also use a can of tomato sauce as well. I have some minced garlic. I'm going to use a tablespoon of minced garlic, a can of corn that is drained. I'm going to add in a can of kidney beans that are washed and drained. And I'm going to give this a nice good stir. It is just super hearty. I'm going to add in some vegetable broth with this to keep this nice and vegetarian. So I'm going to do the whole box of vegetable soup. So this is just so perfect for fall. Such a great way to get in a lot of veggies. So I'm going to cook this on low for about 7 to 8 hours, and then this will be ready to go. So look how yummy this is. Oh my gosh, I love using lentils. They're high in protein. They're just delicious. They're easy to cook with. So this is a really great high protein soup, and it's got all of your veggies. So this is just really good. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to freeze some of this. So I love making big batches of soups, and then I freeze into these silicone soup molds, and then you can pop them out once they're frozen, store them in a Ziploc bag if you'd like. So I'm going to be doing a classic chicken noodle soup. This is just, it's one of the best. It's a big hit in our family, and it's super easy, of course. So I have 2 chicken breasts. I have my cup of carrots chopped up. I have my seasonings as well. I'm going to add in my chicken broth. I'll put the recipe for these in the description box, so check them out if you want to make these, and it'll have the specific ingredients and measurements in there for you. So now this has cooked on low for 7 to 8 hours. The carrots are cooked great. The chicken is just fall apart tender. So I'm going to remove the chicken out of this yummy broth that it is in, and I'm going to add in my noodles. So I'm using egg noodles, and you can use your favorite kind, but I just think egg noodles are so great in a good classic chicken noodle. So I am adding in 4 cups of egg noodles into this soup, and then I'm going to put the lid back on after I give this a little stir, and I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to let this cook for another 30 minutes while I shred up my chicken, and then I'll add this chicken back in once it's all shredded. So I have this just amazing chicken shredder. If you've been around my channel, you know I use this all the time, like all the time. I use it multiple times a week from Amazon. It's like $5.99, super cheap, and I just absolutely love it. I will put a link to it in the description box. I'll also link my silicone soup molds in the description box because I just love those as well and get so much use out of them. So give this a little spin. It has little spikes on the top and the bottom to hold that chicken in. Shred it up, and it is ready to go. So I'm going to just shred all this chicken and add it back into the crock pot once these noodles are done. So it's been about 30 minutes and these noodles are just cooked. Really awesome, really easy, really delicious. So it's just a huge hit with our family. I love making big batches for meal prepping, for leftovers, for lunches the next day. So Crockpot soups are just such a great way to do that. So give this a mix with the chicken in now and you are ready to go. I love serving soup with a side salad, but you can serve it with whatever side you would like. Some sourdough bread goes really great with soup also. So this is just delicious and so easy. So I have some chopped onion. I have some minced garlic as well. I'm going to add all that into my Dutch oven, give this a little stir. I'm going to kind of brown the onion and the garlic a bit before I add in my other ingredients. And I love Dutch oven soups, super easy. I have some fajita seasoning mix, which is really great in soups. So this is going to be just great, full of tons and tons of flavor. So I have my fajita seasoning mix. I have my fire roasted diced tomatoes. I just love this fire roasted flavor, but you can use regular diced tomatoes if you would like. I have a can of corn that I will drain. I have black beans that I will wash and drain before I add these in. This is just a really great taco soup. We love anything kind of taco related. So anything Tex-Mex flavors, lots of black beans and corn, and lots of fire roasted tomatoes and salsa at our house also. I have my Better Than bouillon again that I'm going to use to make my chicken broth. So I will add my chicken broth in. Soups are so quick and easy to make, which I absolutely love. We have really busy nights, and so I just love doing a quick batch of soup. Also, I can make soup ahead of time and heat up, which is another plus for our family. So I am going to put the lid on this. I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. So here it is, ready to go. I am going to give this a stir. It is delicious and just so easy. I'll basically just dump and go. I'm adding in some heavy cream. I have 2 cups of heavy cream, which I love in soups, giving it a nice, thick, rich flavor. I'm adding in my cooked chicken. So I have 2 chicken breasts that I poached and chopped up into some small pieces. So this is just a creamy chicken taco soup. Really easy, really delicious, huge hit. Just add this chicken in. And I'm going to give it a little stir and we are ready to go. This is just so good and so filling also and just really great for you. So this one's always really good. So I'm adding in my chicken to my crock pot. We just love chicken and I love using the crock pot. So this is going to be a chicken chili. So I have my beans that are washed and drained. I have some diced tomatoes with the diced green chilies. You don't have to add the diced green chilies, but I just think that it makes them amazing, really great flavor. So I'm adding in that whole can of diced tomatoes. I have some kidney beans, which I love in chilies. So I'm going to wash and drain these kidney beans and add them in. I have some corn that I will drain. I love chili, and there's so many different ways you can make chili, so many different combinations, which I absolutely love. I am adding a can of chili into this. It's just going to give it all that really awesome chili flavor. So I just love adding a can into it. It makes it great. I also have some ranch seasoning mix that I love to add to my chilies as well. Ranch seasoning mix is just one of those great things to add into a lot of different dishes. I have 1 cup of chicken broth that I'm going to add in. Really easy, dump and go. Give this a little stir. Cook this on low. Let the Crockpot do all the cooking for you, which I just love that about Crockpots. So I'm just gonna let this cook, and then the chicken will be ready to shred at the end of the day. So here it is, all nice and cooked on low for 7 to 8 hours. I'm gonna shred this chicken up. You can take it out and shred it in your chicken shredder if you'd like, or you can just shred it right in the Crockpot also and keep it in there. So really, really delicious and so super easy, dump and go. So I'm going to be doing a meatball lasagna soup in my Crockpot, and I have my frozen meatballs, I have my tomato sauce, I have my diced tomatoes as well, I have minced garlic. This is just a really good dump and go. I have some dried basil. We love frozen meatballs. We do a lot of frozen meatball recipes in our house because they're just really, really easy. They're just a really great dump and go. I have some beef broth that I made with my Better Than Bouillon beef broth mix. Give this a little stir, and then I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours. You can cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours if you would like. So here it is, and now I'm going to add in my lasagna noodles. I'm going to break these noodles up into some small pieces, and then once they are all broken up, I will kind of push them down into the rest of the soup so they can cook. I'm going to put the lid on here and let this cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. These noodles cook so easily, and this is just so quick, so easy, so delicious, so hearty. It's a perfect fall and winter comfort food. You can add I'm going to add some Parmesan. You can add some mozzarella also. You can add some ricotta cheese as well to make this more lasagna. I'm going to do a ground turkey sweet potato chili. So my cooked ground turkey, I have my sweet potato, I have kidney beans, great northern beans washed and drained. I have tomato sauce as well. I'm going to add in some seasonings. I've got some garlic powder, about a teaspoon. I have some ground cumin, about a teaspoon of ground cumin. I have paprika, about a teaspoon of paprika. Going to add in some chili powder as well, about a teaspoon of chili powder. I have my beef broth that I'm going to add in 2 cups of beef broth. And this is really dump and go, really easy. And like I mentioned, I love chilies. I just absolutely could live off of different versions of chili. So this one is so great with the sweet potato. It is just cooked perfectly in the crock pot all day. Huge hit. So great for fall. Just a really awesome chili. So I absolutely love this one. You're definitely going to want to make this fall. If you love chili as much as I do, it's a huge hit. I'm going to add on a little dollop of sour cream. So good. So I'm using my crock pot once again, and once again we are having chicken. So we absolutely just love chicken. So it cooks so easy in the crock pot. You can do 2 to 3 chicken breasts if you would like. I have some celery that cut into some small pieces. I have some Italian seasoning as well, about a teaspoon. This is going to be a Marry Me chicken soup. I have minced garlic. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of minced garlic. I have sun-dried tomatoes, which are one of my favorite things. So I'm going to do about a 1/4 cup of chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. I have a can of great northern beans washed and drained. And I have my chicken broth. So I'm adding in, I have 4 cups of chicken broth. Give this a little stir. You can cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours or on high for 3 to 4 hours. And I am going to take out the chicken and give it a good shred before I add it back into this soup. So I'm just going to remove the chicken. It is so tender. It just cooks so easily. Absolutely love it. It's just really great. I'm going to add it into my chicken shredder that I just use so often. So I'm just going to put it into these little spikes here, just kind of push it down. and I'll give it a little spin. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new. I love easy recipes. We are really busy. I have 2 boys who are in the middle of sports. They're on 2 different soccer teams. So we have practice just about every day of the week, and I need meals that are quick and easy and delicious and healthy as well for my family. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. I share all of my recipes with you, and I just love sharing them. So make sure to subscribe, and also leave me a comment if you ever have any questions at all, and I can respond to you in the comment section. So shredding up this chicken, so easy, so quick. It just works so well in this little shredder, so I just absolutely love it. I make a lot of shredded chicken, and I just shred it, and we have it for snacks sometimes. So this little shredder, it gets used a lot, like three to 4 times a week, I think. So definitely get my money's worth out of it. It was only $5.99 on Amazon. So definitely, for sure, have gotten our money's worth lots and lots of times over. So mix this up. This soup is so, so good. I just absolutely love it with the sun-dried tomatoes, and it is so tasty and so hearty. Really, really great for fall and winter. So I'm going to be doing a loaded cauliflower soup. This is kind of like a loaded baked potato soup, but with cauliflower. I have my heavy whipping cream. I have some shredded cheddar cheese. I have this fully cooked bacon, so it's already cooked. You can cook your own, of course. Grated Parmesan, better than bouillon for my chicken broth. I have an onion as well that I will chop up. And I'm going to add all this to my crock pot, and it is going to be delicious and so, so easy. So it's just a dump and go, really easy soup recipe. So I have my cauliflower all chopped up into some kind of smaller pieces. I'm using 1 head of cauliflower for this. I'm going to add in my shredded cheddar cheese. I will have the recipe for this in the description box, so check that out if you want the recipe. I have my better than bouillon. I'm going to make my broth. I'm going to use 2 cups of chicken broth. I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream as well. I have grated Parmesan. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan. It's going to be super rich and delicious. I have half of a chopped up onion, and I'm going to cut up this bacon with my kitchen scissors. So you can cut up bacon any way you would like, but you can use about 5 to 6 pieces of bacon and just cut it into some small pieces with your knife or scissors or however you want to chop it all up. Give this a little mix. I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours, and then the cauliflower will be super tender. It'll break up really easily. You can cook this on high for 3 to 4 hours if you would like, that's what I love about crockpot cooking, is you can cook it faster or slower depending on how much time you have in the day. So here it is. It's been cooking nice and slow, and this cauliflower is super tender. I am going to use my little ground beef masher to mash up these cauliflower pieces. You could use an immersion blender. I'm using this masher because I don't want to break up the bacon too much, so I'm just mashing it up by hand with my little meat mixer. So I have some carrots, a cup of celery as well. I have half of a chopped onion. I have some fire roasted tomato salsa. I have some corn. I have black beans washed and drained. I have an orange bell pepper that I chopped up into some small pieces. I have lentils, which I just love using lentils in soup. Great northern beans, tomato sauce. This is just a really good veggie soup. I just love doing lots and lots of veggies. So I'm adding in my broth. I have some Italian seasoning as well. Add that in. Add in some garlic powder also, about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And you can add in salt and pepper also if you would like. I'm going to give this a stir, really good batch of veggie soup to have. I like to do a lot of like meatless Mondays with just all veggies, and this is just a really, really great way to do a meatless Monday. So this is all done, cooked, and delicious. Just full of veggies and full of flavor. So good. So I'm just going to add this into my bowl, and then this is a really great soup to freeze up as well. So I just love doing different versions of vegetable soups and love adding it to my silicone soup molds. So our freezer is stocked and I don't have any excuses not to have some good veggie soup because it is always on hand, which I just love. So I can grab 1 or even 2 blocks of this soup if I'd like, depending, and then it is just so easy. You defrost it. You can put it in a pan over the stove. You can defrost it in the refrigerator or in the microwave in a bowl, whichever works for you. So just a really great way to get in all of those veggies. You can add protein into that too if you'd like, if you want to. So I have some chicken thighs, which are so good in soup. I'm adding my chicken thighs into my crock pot. I love cooking chicken thighs in the crock pot on low. They just come out so tender. I have this mild green salsa. So I'm going to add in, I'm using these 2 cans, but it's the equivalent to 1 can. My grocery pickup order just substituted the 2 cans for the 1. I have Great Northern beans, I have kidney beans washed and drained, and I have this Southwest blend. It's a frozen blend. I'm going to use a cup of this. It's corn, black beans, peppers, and onions as well. I have 1 cup of chicken broth that I'm going to add in. Give this a little stir. This is going to be a white chicken chili, and it is very, very tasty. It is a huge, huge hit for a crowd, so I absolutely love this. So I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours. You can do it on high for 3 to 4 hours, of course. So now this has been cooking. I am going to shred this chicken. You can just shred it straight in the crock pot if you'd like. Just super easy. So I'm just shredding this up. You can take it out and shred it also, which works great too. So once this is all shredded, I'm going to add in some cream cheese, and this is just going to make it so nice and thick and creamy and really, really rich and really hearty as well. So I have my cream cheese. I'm going to cut it up into some smaller pieces and add it in, and then I'm going to put the lid back on to my crock pot for about 20 to 30 minutes. Let the cream cheese melt into this yummy chili. And then after it's all melted, then I'll give it a nice stir to mix it all together. So now that that has been in for about 20 to 30 minutes, it's nice and soft. The cream cheese is nice and soft. So I'm just gonna stir until all these little clumps have gone away, and it's going to be nice and creamy. So it takes a minute to stir the clumps out, but just keep stirring until you have it nice and smooth, and it is just absolutely amazing. So this is so filling, so hearty. It's just a really great comfort food in the fall and the winter, and it's a huge, huge hit as well. So I'm going to use my Dutch oven for this soup. So I have my onion, I have it chopped up into some small pieces. I have minced garlic as well, about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Give this a little kind of stir in my Dutch oven. I'm going to add in some pumpkin. So this is going to be just so delicious, so perfect for fall. A really awesome pumpkin soup. So I have 1 can of pumpkin, and I have 4 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to use my whisk to kind of break up this pumpkin and make it nice and smooth. I'm going to add in some heavy whipping cream. I have 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Mix this around as well. This is really quick, really easy. After it's been cooking for 20 to 30 minutes, I'm using my immersion blender to blend up, make everything nice and smooth. So you can blend up these onion pieces. Here it is, nice and smooth. So, so great for fall. I absolutely love this. The taste is amazing. It's so easy. It's super healthy, and I just absolutely love this soup. I'm going to be doing an enchilada soup, which we love anything enchilada related, of course. So I have my enchilada sauce. I have my fire roasted diced tomatoes. I have diced green chilies as well, which I love diced green chilies. A can of corn that is drained before I add it in. A can of black beans that I will wash and drain. I have my chicken broth. I'm going to use 4 cups of chicken broth. I have some garlic powder, about a teaspoon, onion powder, about a teaspoon of onion powder, I have chili powder. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of chili powder. You can add some salt and pepper also if you'd like. So I'm going to give this little enchilada kind of sauce a stir. I'm going to add in some chicken thighs. You can add in about 3 to 4 chicken thighs and just kind of dunk them into the broth here. And then I'm going to put the lid on and cook this for 20 to 30 minutes. So now the chicken is cooked. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to shred it with my chicken shredder and then add it back in to the soup. And this is so good. Great flavor. We love anything enchilada related. So this enchilada soup is just, it's a really great one. Chicken thighs and soup are so delicious as well. Just really hearty, really yummy, and so easy also. You know how much I love easy recipes. This one is really great, and it's a huge hit. So really easy. I have some ground turkey I'm going to add to my Dutch oven. So I'm just going to use my little meat masher to break this up into small pieces. I'm going to brown the ground turkey, and it's just so easy to do all this in the Dutch oven. I have a packet of chili seasoning mix. This is another version of chili that I do. I have some kidney beans washed and drained, Great Northern beans washed and drained. I have a can of lentils washed and drained as well. I have some corn that I will drain before I add it in. Some diced tomatoes. This is with the diced green chilies. I'm gonna add this in. Super easy, like dump and go. I have 2 cups of broth, and I'm gonna give this a little mix. I just absolutely love chili. It is so hearty. It is such a great comfort food. So I'm just gonna put the lid on here, cook it for about 20 minutes. I'm going to do a veggie soup in my Dutch oven. So I have my celery that I've cut into some small pieces. You can cut them into kind of whatever size you want. You can dice them real small, or you can cut them a little bit bigger if you'd like. I have carrots as well. I'm going to cut up about a cup of carrots into some small pieces, and you can cut them into whichever size you would like as well. I think the smaller the better actually. So I'm going to cut up my bell pepper also. I'm using green bell pepper for this. So this is a cabbage soup, which is so like nice and hearty. It's so healthy. But I'm cutting up all these veggies first, and then I'm gonna add in, when I make the soup, a bag of shredded cabbage. You can cut your own cabbage as well if you'd like, but I just have a bag for this recipe today. So I'm cutting up this bell pepper into some small pieces, and then this will all be ready to go into my Dutch oven. So I have some garlic. I'm using about a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm gonna kind of brown that for a second. I have my bell pepper that I will add in. You can use any color bell pepper that you would like. I like green in soups, but I also love orange and yellow also. So I have some crushed tomatoes, which are really great in this cabbage soup. I'm going to give this a little stir for a minute. I'm going to add in my carrots. I will add in my celery as well. It's really great and hearty with all these veggies. Soup is just such a great way to get your vegetables in, which I love. You don't have to have a big side of vegetables on your plate. You could have this just a nice good sized bowl of this veggie soup, and you are good to go with all of your veggie servings. So I have my broth. You can do vegetable broth, chicken broth, whichever you prefer, but if you want to keep this vegetarian, go with that vegetable broth. So I'm going to just give this a nice stir, put the lid on, cook it for 20 to 30 minutes, and you are set. Look how good this is, and it's so healthy, so good for you, and really so easy also. So it's just a really great dump and go into this Dutch oven. So I'm using my Dutch oven again. I have my diced tomatoes that I'm going to add in. These are with the diced green chilies. I have my black beans. We eat a lot of black beans in our house. I have corn that I will drain before I add it in. I'm going to add in some fajita chicken. So we had fajitas last night, and this is all the leftover chicken. So I'm going to make a soup out of it. And we don't like to waste anything, so I am using some leftovers here. I have my better than bouillon to make my chicken broth as well, and I'm going to pour this in. So really easy, really great way to use up those leftovers. You can use up regular leftover chicken is great also, but this is a really good chicken fajita soup that I just love to make. So put the lid on for 20 to 30 minutes and you're ready to go. So this is just amazing. I love this one. We love anything kind of fajita related, of course. So I'm going to use my Dutch oven again. I have a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm going to kind of spread this out a bit. I have some ground turkey that I will break up into some small pieces here and brown this ground turkey into my Dutch oven. So now that it is all nice and cooked all the way through, I can add my other ingredients in as well. So I love just using this one pan or this one pot to make the whole dinner. So it really saves on cleaning up the dishes. I have Italian seasoning, I have garlic powder as well. I have my Better Than bouillon to make my chicken broth. You just whisk it into the water and it comes out great. So I'm going to be using, I have 8 cups of the broth for this, and then this is going to be a ground turkey tortellini soup, which I love tortellini in soup. And so now I'm going to add this in after that has come to a boil. I'm going to cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes. Super quick and easy, delicious, and just absolutely love these tortellinis. I'm adding in some spinach for this to give it some good veggies, give it some greens. I love adding spinach to soup. Cooks super quick, super easy. So I'm just going to kind of dunk this down, and I'm going to now make my next soup in the Dutch oven. I'm going to do a tablespoon of garlic on the bottom. I'm going to kind of mix it around. I have some diced tomatoes with diced green chilies, and I'm going to add that into my Dutch oven. So if you don't have a Dutch oven, you can use a regular pot as well. That works too. I really like using my Dutch oven for soups. I'm adding in a can of tomato sauce. I have in some black beans. Like I said, we do a lot of black beans in our house. I have lentils, love lentils, high in protein, high in fiber. Give this a nice, good little stir. I'm going to add in my favorite Southwest blend. It's frozen corns, beans, some onions, and diced up peppers as well. So I have 2 cups of this that I'm going to add in. Give this a stir, mix it around. I have some taco meat. I always have taco meat on hand at our house. I have beef broth as well. I'm going to do 2 cups of beef broth. Give this a stir, and then another 2 cups, and then this will be just really great, ready to go. This is an awesome taco soup, and I just love it. So I'm going to put the lid on, let this cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. It is so great, so easy, so quick, of course. Add a little sour cream on top of this, and it is just perfect. So I have some chicken for this one. I'm going to do a chicken enchilada soup in the crock pot. I'm using green enchilada sauce. So I have 2 chicken breasts that I cut up into some smaller pieces. I have a can of corn that is drained. I'm going to add in my chicken broth. I have 4 cups of chicken broth. Give this a little stir, a little mix. This is really, really great. It's got tons of awesome flavor with this green enchilada sauce, which I love. So I'm going to add in some chopped up zucchini to give this some veggies. You can add spinach also if you like. I love the zucchini though. I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of some shredded Monterey Jack cheese also. I'm going to put the lid back on this, cook this on low for another 30 minutes to cook up that zucchini, and this is ready to go. So the chicken just falls apart into some small pieces. The zucchini is really great, giving it some veggies. And I just love this soup. It's easy, it's delicious, it's a huge hit. It's great with the enchilada sauce. So I have some cauliflower, and this is just going to be a cheesy cauliflower soup. So I have some shredded carrots, I have 1/2 of a diced onion, and I have some minced garlic. So I did use 2 heads of cauliflower for this one. I have some Italian seasoning as well. I'm going to add in about a teaspoon. I have my Better Than bouillon to make my chicken broth. So you can use any kind of chicken broth that you would like. I just love using the Better Than bouillon. So I'm going to cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours, or you can do it on high for 3 to 4 hours. So now I'm going to kind of mix this up with my masher that I love to use, but I'm going to make it nice and smooth with my immersion blender. And so this is just going to be so great and full of veggies with all this cauliflower. Add some cheese on top and it's so great. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I hope you loved these 20 soup recipes that are so great for the fall and winter time. Make sure to subscribe and make sure you leave me a comment, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.